Hello everyone, welcome to the Geekdom, the place where we outcasts come to talk about the things we love, and today we're talking LEGO video games. We're going to run down the top 10 LEGO video games of all time, in my personal opinion. But before we do, I must encourage you to go down below and hit the like and subscribe button. We're officially past 800 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible, but you know what I'm going to say. We're even closer to that precious 1,000 subs, so let's make it happen. Click the buttons down below, just to support the channel. Thank you. Okay, at the number 10 spot, we have LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4. This game is a very nostalgic game for many people, and for a lot of people it was their first introductions to the LEGO games themselves. The level design is simple but extremely fun, and it has a lot of that classic LEGO game charm about it. This game has made it to the top 10 because it uses elements that no other LEGO games really do. And that mostly comes from the spells, potion making, and all other Harry Potter specific aspects. It adds a certain layer of uniqueness to this game, which makes it a very pleasurable experience to play. I could definitely see LEGO making a more modern version of this game and its sequel with the love that Harry Potter still has to this day, as well as the new series coming out over the next few years, and I for one would love to play that. At number 9 we have a controversial choice, and that is LEGO Dimensions. Now this game didn't do so well over the years, mostly due to its high price point and its use of a Skylanders style way of play. But I personally really enjoyed this concept. Obviously I have some LEGO Dimensions grails over the years which I was never able to purchase, being just a little child when this game came out, which obviously leads to more people disliking this game. But when you think of the sheer amount of properties that this game allowed us to have, we had LEGO Teen Titans, we had LEGO Harry Potter as I've just said, we had LEGO Ghostbusters, Doctor Who, which was a big fan favourite, Back to the Future. It opened up so many doors for LEGO fans who wanted a different style of play. I always hoped that these were little teasers, like the ones that would perform best would eventually get their own game. I for one would love a LEGO Back to the Future full game, but it's looking like that will never happen. Overall, the levels for this game were small, but very fun, and a lot of really great in-hand minifigures came from this game. A lot of great properties used, and I think in its heyday, this game was awesome. At number 8, and I may get some hate for this one, we have Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues. Personally, my preferred playstyle for LEGO games is often rooted in open world, and while this game has passable open world abilities, it does get boring after a while. That being said, the levels for this game are exceptional, and some of the best levels we've ever got from a LEGO game. The character roster is relatively minimal, but for Indiana Jones, that's going to be expected. Most of us just want to play as Indy anyway, so it's not really a big deal. However, these small factors do add up to put it in a lower spot than other people may put it in. But I personally think number 8 is a great spot for this game. It's a classic, it's extremely nostalgic, but I don't think it deserves any higher. Next up, we have LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now, I know this game gets a lot of hate, and that is understandable. It seems that most LEGO games do at the minute, but if you take away the fact that all the characters are put into specific ability allocations, and you only look at the level design, modern graphics, and the unbelievable open world, you must see why it is in the top 7 spot. I feel like people were going into this game expecting Starfield level ground to space transitions, but this game delivered exactly what I needed. With regards to open world, the sheer amount of planets and locations to discover is nothing short of brilliant. I only have 3 main complaints about this game. Number 1 is the lack of unique characters. To have a character like Sabine Wren in this game, but without the ability to use grenades, simply because she's put into the bounty hunter class, is disgraceful. Number 2 is the fact that there is no character customizer. One of the most recent LEGO games, LEGO DC Supervillains, had the greatest character customizer we have ever gotten, and that spawned a subset of fans for that game alone. You could have taken the amazing customizer and put it simply back into this game, but they refused to, and it left a hole in the game. And number 3, and this one is very specific, but I feel very warranted, the fact that Hoth has no outside free roam. The model is there. It's used in a level. You can only explore the exterior of Hoth in a level, but not in free roam. And I personally would much rather explore the snowy dunes of Hoth than Echo Base alone. The same problem was seen at Crate. You could only go in the base. You couldn't go outside in the salt skiffs or anything, and I think that's a bit of a letdown for some very iconic planets. Nevertheless, this game never ceases to impress me. Next up is a childhood classic, and that is LEGO Batman 2. This game was the first ever LEGO game to have recorded voice lines, instead of the standard muffle. And it was also the first game to have such an expansive open world for us to enjoy. In my opinion, this game has the best open world of any of the LEGO DC games, and the roster of characters is pretty good as well. The story and level design is incredibly nostalgic, but I do feel that some of the levels can be a bit boring, and I think the replay factor of this game is greatly exaggerated by nostalgia. But nevertheless, this game is absolutely exceptional. The ability to explore the Batcave and Gotham is nothing short of brilliant, and nobody can tell me they didn't want Lex Luthor's gun made out of LEGO in real life. Definitely deserves the number 6 spot. Getting into the top 5 now, and number 5 we have LEGO The Hobbit. Now, before you all get your pitchforks and start trying to kill me, this is above LEGO Lord of the Rings for some very specific reasons. Now, I'd argue the story of Lord of the Rings vastly outweighs the story of the Hobbit game. But with the modern graphics and better level design, this game looks and feels so much better, especially with possibly the greatest open world of any LEGO game. Being able to explore the Shire and Erebor is just amazing. It feels like you're taking Bilbo's journey throughout the entire game, and I think just in the graphics alone, the way the game looks, how crisp it feels, I think it's a much more enjoyable experience than the Lord of the Rings game. Plus the game still allows you to play as Frodo, Sam, Gandalf, you know, the big hitters of the Lord of the Rings franchise. And with this game's awesome ability to go to a blacksmith shop and craft weapons and abilities with the mithril bricks, you can still have them armed to the teeth in the way they were in Lord of the Rings. This game also allows you to use the One Ring a lot more freely, and the animations when you are using the One Ring as Bilbo are awesome. Once again, the mithril bricks I thought were a really nice touch. They replaced the standard gold bricks, and instead of being an aimless collectible, you could use those mithril bricks, as well as recipes you could find across the map, to craft weapons and tools and all sorts for any character to use. The game also has interesting features like fishing and the ability to fast travel with the giant eagles. This game got really creative with the world they were working with, and I applaud it. In the number 4 spot, we have my first ever LEGO game, and that is LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Now, I chose this game not only for my own personal nostalgia, but also because it encapsulates both the other original LEGO Star Wars games. The level design is fun, it feels very classic, very simple, yet also with a twinge of difficulty. We've all played the pod race level and the Mustafar level. We know how difficult this game can be. The character roster of this game is brilliant as well. It uses all the classic characters in that really fun classic LEGO design. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you probably know how much I love over-designed minifigures, but here it works so well with just the minimalist printing. It feels so classic and nostalgic, plus we don't have to sit through the sequel trilogy, which is always a good thing. And in the number 3 spot, we have LEGO Batman 1. This game, in my opinion, is the building blocks for all other LEGO games. The level design is absolutely incredible, and that's where this game really shines. It has no open world, it's just got a Batcave hub world, which, by the way, looks amazing. What a fun place to explore with the Wayne Manor elements for all your minis. But besides that, the hub world doesn't have much to offer. So this game is all about level design. It's a game that really makes your brain tick, which LEGO games don't often do. You have to find creative solutions. Sometimes you have to use all the different costumes to really feel your way around the game. And even though the story is incredibly confusing, there is still a story element there. Another thing this game did, which I absolutely loved, was the fact that you could play the levels from the villains' perspectives as well. There was double the levels due to this fact, and I really enjoyed that. Also, having Arkham Asylum as a hub world is super cool, and getting to play as the Riddler and Clayface is just incredibly nostalgic. I also think that even though the vehicle levels aren't everyone's favourites, I think that TT Games made good use of what they had at the time, and I think for a game this old, that's still pretty impressive. In the number 2 spot, we have another controversial one. We have LEGO DC Super Villains. This game is a bit of an all-rounder for me. The character roster is absolutely exceptional, one of, if not the greatest character roster in any LEGO game. It features DC characters from the A-listers all the way down to the Z-listers. It allows me to play with characters that I've loved my entire life, as well as playing with a brand new, unique character that the story focuses around, which I think is a really awesome idea. This idea also gave birth to the greatest character customizer we have ever seen. As I mentioned earlier in this video, the extent to which you can change all the elements and create your own characters is brilliant. The amount of content that was created on this character customizer alone is amazing. Those videos are still coming out to this day. That's how much people love the character customizer, and the fact that the main character of the game is a character of your own design really further immerses you into the game. The level design was brilliant. I was never bored once. The open world is truthfully very good for the scale they were trying to go for. Including Metropolis, Gotham City, Smallville, and Apocalypse all into one map is a very difficult challenge, and I think they handled that very well. My one complaint for the open world is I kind of would have just preferred if they'd stuck to one area and really gone for it. I love getting to play at Gotham City, but seeing as we've had that before, I think I would have preferred to have just Metropolis and Smallville as the only open world areas. Probably a more Superman focused story, but besides that, I absolutely love the open world. I love all the areas you can go to. The Batcave is brilliant, the fact you can go inside Star Labs is great, Apocalypse was good too, although not my personal favourite area to explore. The levels were good, the performances were great, the characters were exceptional, and the customizer even more so. This game is an all-round brilliant play, and if you haven't played it already, then you definitely have to. And at the number 1 spot, I'm pretty sure you all saw this coming, we have LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1. I have no words for this game, because it is just so brilliant. It is the perfect blend of this classic LEGO game feel, as well as all the modern stuff. They didn't try to overcomplicate things. I love the fact that New York looks amazing as it does. It's one of the best open worlds just because it's quite simple. This game includes all of the Marvel characters you could think of. We have elements from the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers. There's just so much going on here, and I love it. When I was assembling my list, I was considering putting LEGO Marvel Avengers on this list, but even though that open world is a more modern version of this and is definitely a great play, it misses out on having the X-Men and Fantastic Four, especially their significant locations, the X-Mansion, the Baxter Building, which really diversifies and brings this universe to life. There is no greater feeling, by the way, than jumping off the helicarrier to that awesome music, seeing the Statue of Liberty wink at you post-game, or just pretending to be a civilian walking the streets of New York, which we have all done in our time. This game's levels are perfect. They are so fun to play, and they really feel like you're in a comic book, which is a feeling that no other superhero game has ever really provided me, bar the Spider-Man games. This game does have a customizer, and while, you know, it lacks pizzazz, it's still fun to try and create your own versions of characters, or characters that have been revealed since the game came out. I've tried my best not to refer to DLC for other of these games, but I wanted to give a quick mention to the DLCs for this game, because they somehow improved on a perfect character roster. I mean, just getting to play as Black Suit Spider-Man alone is worth it. This is the best LEGO game of all time, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if nobody argued that point. If you still have this game from your childhood, I strongly encourage you to go back and play it again. Believe me, you will remember how awesome this thing is. Well, anyway everyone, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. This has been the top 10 LEGO games of all time. If you're enjoying this type of content, please do let me know down below. I'm really enjoying making this change for the channel. And if you have enjoyed this video, feel free once again to subscribe down below. Again, we're so close to 1,000 subscribers. It really would go a long way. Well, anyway everyone, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. May the Force be with you, always.